Hi, this is an introduction video about how to use Classin and some Koolearn operation or cautions you need to look at. So first of all, you're gonna put your account and also your password here and then just log in. Just a kind reminder, please do not change your name or your password. Now let's go to see the interface part of the Classin. On this main page, you can see there are several functions on the left side. So the really important ones are the third one and also the fourth one. This one is the calendar. The calendar on the left part, you will see the dot under the date. This means you have classes on that date. The number between the date and also the dot, the smaller one, is the amount of the lessons you're going to have on that date. On the right side of the part, your classes will be listed there. You can click here to, here is the classes. You can click here to enter into a formal classroom when the Koolearn platform doesn't really work. The entrance button will be activated 20 minutes before the lesson starts. Before that, you can prepare the lesson in the classroom. Like you can click here, you can do your preparation work before. And the next one is the cloud disk. You can click here to upload, delete, rename your materials. You can click the material to check it as well. And you can open one, double click, and you can check the file as well. And next one, which is also useful to use, is the Blackboard editor. This one gives you the opportunity to practice and also prepare before the class starts. Then here is the device check. So when you change your devices or your microphone, you can always come here to check your camera, your headphone, your microphone. Yeah. And the last part is the setting. You can always check updates here. If there's updates, you can always go to here to check. And also this one, the system. And this is the general, hotkeys, advanced. The really important thing is the repair helper. You can go to help to fix your software and also your hardware. Like if you click here, it will direct you to this page. You can fix your speaker, fix your mic, fix your camera, and fix all. This is really helpful. And for Mac users, you need to set up your classroom. There will be a type for the classroom. Otherwise, you will record all of your desktop rather than recording the classroom. And just please see the guidance book we've already sent to you. And also about the repair function. This one is only for Windows system users now. Okay. Okay, now let's just look at the classroom in Classin. I will show you which functions are most frequently used and how to make full use of them. The first one is the recording button. You can see on the right corner here. Yeah, Classin will not start recording automatically until 10 minutes after the teacher enters into the classroom. So you always need to click it every time when you enter into the classroom. Then the class will be fully recorded. And this is the first thing you're gonna do when entering into the classroom. Or there's another way. You can also click on the instant message, start recording. So every time when you enter into the room, the piece of message will show in front of you. and then it will begin to record as well. So no matter which method you use, make sure that you always go to check the recording button. It should be red as it shows now, and it should be blinking. Okay, next one I'm going to introduce the teacher's video frame. It's this one, the one I'm pointing at. So hover your mouse on this video frame, you will see 3 icons. The first one is the yellow one. You can drag your video frame to the blackboard like this. Yeah, actually, this function you need to use, I mean the drag function, you need to use when you're greeting with the student. And then you just put your mouse on your frame. You can click the first button. It will just reset, go back onto the original place. And the second one is the mute button. You can mute yourself and also all the students in the classroom. And the last one is the blue one. The blue one is the downstage button. You can downstage all the students, so you can't really see or hear them. Just to make sure you don't click that. Okay, next is the student's video frame. So you should put your mouse on the video frame. You can see 4 icons now. The first one is the crown. You can authorize your students to use the toolbar, which is the bar on the right hand. And also, when the student enters into the classroom, please authorize your students those functions when they enter into the classroom right away. And the second one is the microphone. This is the mute button. Please never mute your student. And the third one is the trophy. If they do a good job when finishing your tasks, you can always give them a trophy to encourage them. And the last one is the downstage. So just never downstage again. Downstage this student, you can't see him. If you accidentally downstage your student, I'll try it now. See, you can't really see your student. So you will need to come to the bottom of the toolbar. Click on roster here. Then you can get the student back onto the stage. Yeah, there you go. And your student just coming back. Okay, so the next one is choose and drag things on Blackboard function, which is the second click here. You can select and then move the things you type. Yeah, I can just, the things I typed here, I can just move to any places. Okay. So click the arrow and you can drag or move things on your Blackboard. If you want to delete the content you have typed down, just click the trash one. I'll type something now. Yeah, if you want to delete them, you just click it and then use the trash button. Delete, just delete it. So next function, this one is the paint function. You can choose the thickness of the line and also different colors. And you can also paint on the Blackboard. Like we're now drawing a carrot like this. Yeah, so it is really good function to use to show visualization, like you can draw some pictures to the student as well. Yeah, and if you want to draw lines or circles, you need to use the shortcut key. you need to press Shift and also left click. You can draw like straight lines, and also you can press Alt and left click the mouse. You can draw circles. Yeah, if you want to delete all of them, you can just choose the second one, click, and choose all of them, and then just delete it. Oops. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, the next function is type function. It's here. You can click the T, it is like a T, and choose the size and the color to type. Yes, it just showed you before. You can just type random things, or if you have like any questions you want to check with your students, you can also type it down. And if you want to re-edit a previously written text box in Classin, you need to use the select function and double click, like this one. If you want to re-edit this one, this piece of message, you need to right-click and double click, and then you can just keep typing in the same box. Otherwise, if you you can just start a new one in other boxes. So the next function is the screenshot function. Here, you can screenshot what shows on the blackboard or choose hide window, hide the classroom, and then screenshot what shows on the website, what shows what you want to show to your students. Another one is the laser point function. You need to click on the button and point where you want to attract your students' attention. Please always remember on teacher's side, it's always going to green, but on student side, the laser point is red. Yeah, you can always show students where you want to point at. Okay, so the next one is the chat box. This one is not really suggested to use, but you feel like you cannot understand the students, you can ask them to type down here. And they have the translation function as well. So next one is the cloud disk. All teaching plans are in the authorized resources. It's here. So you can see the teaching plans and teaching materials unit. Yeah, open the file and find the red lesson number that your student has selected. Also, you can also upload in the My Cloud Disk. You can upload, copy, move, or delete your own materials. Okay, the last one is about the teaching toolbox. This one is quite useful. I'll introduce some to you. The first one is the timer. You can always set a timer to remind you about the teaching progress, and also you can use it when you assign a task to your students. Okay, so next one in the toolbox is load the image. You can also click that, and you can choose the picture you want to upload. It will show on your blackboard. And you can also, when you want to have an activity with your students, you can also choose the dice. You can click and you can have some interaction games with them. And another one is share your screen. Desktop sharing. You can share what you want to show to your student as well. Yes, so these functions are quite useful, and also they can make your class like even more interesting. And there's one thing about the Blackboard as well. You have 50 pages. You can just always scroll down and then just start a new chat box. I think that's pretty much about the operation of the Classin. So now I will just state some operation cautions to you. So the first thing, please don't uninstall Classin. Otherwise, you can't trigger Classin via Koolearn website. The second, please make sure you are not still in a previous class in classroom when a second class in class starts. In case enter the classroom cannot trigger the correct classroom. If the students cannot hear you or see you, please check your mic and camera settings. Please don't choose disabled. Yeah, maybe if your students think your voice is too loud or too low, you can always go here, the settings, to check your microphone. And also, if there's something wrong with your camera, you can always check your camera here. Okay. The fourth one, plugging in and out earphones, network reconnection, and leaving and re-entering the classroom may lead to recording interruptions. If it happens, please click to record again. As long as the TV icon in the upper right corner is flashing in red, the recording button, it is being recording. When the class time is over, you and the students can still stay in the classroom for 20 more minutes. But once you leave the classroom after class, you cannot re-enter it again. For example, if your class is from 10 to 10:30, you can stay in the classroom till 10:50. But if you leave it during 10:30 to 10:50, you cannot enter it again. And there's a last one. For mic users, please kindly note, Classin records the whole desk, like the peak below. I mean, you can go to check the material we sent to you. Okay. I think this is pretty much about today's introduction. I hope you can get familiar with it and find this helpful. Thank you very much for listening.